Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to today's build. So today we have something different, or at least I'm trying something different to do in The Sims. So I found this artist on Instagram, Kevin Lee, and he makes floor plans and floor plan art that you can buy for your house as paintings and whatnot. And he has some pretty amazing detailed stuff, which I find very fascinating as somebody who likes to build and somebody who wanted to study architecture but never could. But if you click on the link in his Instagram, it takes you to an external site where you can buy the prints as, I think, as paintings or as postcards. And if you click on that, you get like a full view of what the actual floor plan is, which we'll see in a second. And so I messaged him on Instagram and said I wanted to build these on in The Sims, which he said yes, of course, and he said yes to that. And he said that I should tag him and whatnot. So all of his tags will be in the description box below, and you should really go and check him out because he has some really good ideas. If you're like a builder in The Sims, like these floor plans are really detailed and really good, and like a good jumping point to start when you're trying to do something different, trying to do something unique. So the only issue that I see with building all of these is that we'll have to make a little bit of allowances here and there because The Sims doesn't allow us to build on a 30-degree grid. Like we can only build on a 90, 180, and a 45-degree angle. And so that's the only allowance we'll make. So we will be making such blocky C's, and if we do need to use curves in other areas, like when we're building a C or a U or a Q, we will be using Windows and the tool, the TOOL tool, which will also be listed in the description below, so you guys can download it for yourself and use it. I'll also list a video of how to use it, which I found on Instagram, which I found very helpful and very concise. So you guys can figure out how to use the tool itself, which we'll be using, I think, in the next build, definitely the B build that we'll be needing it. So right now I'm just putting down random pieces of furniture just to see how much space I need for certain things. This build was fun. I don't usually like doing large builds because they're a pain to furnish, and I prefer tiny homes. I prefer smaller spaces. That is just a personal preference that I have, and I tend to build that way because that's what I'm comfortable with. So building large houses takes so long. Like I can get the shell down within half an hour. That's not the issue. The issue is the furnishing of it, which takes so much time. Which is why I tend not to do it. I tend not to do larger builds. And this is a single floor build, which again I prefer, but I prefer single floors to even be smaller and to have smaller spaces and not be this large. This is a 4-bedroom, 8-sim house, and we have this open space in the middle, which I love, which is the center of the A, which I absolutely love because in all Indian houses there are always there used to be this veranda sort of thing in the middle of the house where all the rooms used to look in on, and it used to be beautiful. My grandmother's on my mother's side had a house like that. It had this beautiful veranda right in the middle that would lead off to the stairs and the rooms and the kitchen and everywhere, and towards the backyard. And I've always loved this concept of having an open space in the middle. So when I saw this was like a perfect opportunity to do something like that. And I know the space in the middle is not as big as I would have personally liked, but we do squeeze in a little bit of a sitting over there. So coming back to the structure itself, if you go on the external website that he mentions in his Instagram, that Kevin Lee mentions in his Instagram, and you click on one of the floor plans, you actually there's actually a description where he says that the builds are inspired by a German architect and a builder in the 18th century by the name of Johann David Steingruber. And so I searched him up, of course, and when I looked at these builds, and oh my god, I have to tell you, they are so impressive. so impressive, and they're so I mean, the houses that we are building now with these builds are modern houses, but the ones that we see over here are 18th century, over the top, absolutely impressive builds that just they blew my mind away at how detailed they were in their conception itself. And I really totally understand how upgraded this new floor plan is to suit the needs that we have for today. And I just think it's such a fascinating concept, and so well done by an artist that is actually good at what they're doing. I think you guys should totally check this out, and check out the German architect as well. I'm going to leave the name in the description so you guys can copy paste and Google search. So when it comes down to furnishing this house, I didn't really have a particular idea about what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to keep it clean. I wanted to keep it slightly more modern than homey, than more comfortable. I wanted it to not be as comfortable. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I didn't want it to be overtly comfortable. Like I don't want to use packs like Laundry Day or Parenthood and all these packs that have a more homey American sort of feel to them. I wanted to keep it slightly modern, slightly more things that you would find in the European or the eastern side of the world, the kind of houses or the kind of furnishings that you would find over here. So most of it is very chromatic. It's very, very black and white with pops of color here and there. Like there's a wall that we'll do in the end for the TV, where the TV is. And I know I put, okay, so first of all, let me just address this. I know I put laundry baskets in all the bathrooms, which if you are actually going to download and if you're going to place a slot and play in it, I would suggest removing all the laundry baskets, or you'll go crazy just trying to pick up laundry from every house, from every single bathroom, which I think this one has 2, and then every bathroom has 1 in it, and then the laundry room itself has 2, so it would be insane to pick up all the laundry. So I would just leave the 2 in the laundry room and remove everything from the bathrooms. Now, full disclaimer, this is the only wardrobe you'll see me do or furnish in the build right now, but every room has its own wardrobe and its own ensuite. So but I didn't want to just put up the same thing over and over again, because it's literally, the entire wardrobe is just the same for every single room. These are the angle 2 rooms that are the exact same size, and I have to say that I had a bit of trouble with this room in the first go. I had a bit of trouble on how to place the furniture in here because of, again, the angle. So I decided to cut off that little angle and add it to the wardrobe inside, and add these base game kitchen cabinets, the top kitchen cabinets, and added a fireplace to it, just for a little something, just to have something on the base of it. And this is just me trying to find from Debug menu. I was trying to look for like wooden slats to put on the back, so I decided against it, and I just ended up using shelves as units, and I just fit the TV in between them. I had no clear concept of who this house was for, because I was just building off a floor plan. When I'm making house myself from scratch, like the shell and the decoration itself, I always have a concept in my head of what this person does and who this person is. And it wasn't until towards the end of the build that I realized what I wanted this person to be, or who this house was for. I'm assuming that because it's in the shape of a letter, it's for someone who is slightly egomaniacal, who is slightly full of themselves, that they have a house with the letter of their name in it. And yes, I know my name starts with an A, so, and this is not something that I would ever have, because this is far too much. This is far too much. That is it almost seems insane to have a house with your name, with your initial on it. So with this little nook in the corner with both these bedrooms, what I did was I did a walk-in shower. Everything in the house is absolutely functional. Over here you can see me fill out that nook in the corner with dressers from the Tiny Living pack. If you just stack them on top of each other, they look like built-in drawers. And this is the one bedroom that I absolutely love doing. I love this bed, first of all. I love this bed cover. And yeah, so I was trying to fit in the Tiny Living built-in unit that is there, and I tried to do bookcases on the side, but the bookcases are larger than in depth than the Tiny Living TV console, and that just irritated me, so I just resorted to shelves again, and I used the base game. I think it's a base game light, the pole light that's a floor light, and you just raise it up a bit, and I used it as the poles to fix, like, to make it seem like an entire unit. So I thought that this room would be more for someone who is a creative person. It is a two-person bed, but it seemed like a single-person room, and it could either house a grandparent or somebody who's like a teen who has a creative aspiration or something like that. And the red shelf that you see me using is the OSMP shelf. I think I said that right. This is the first time I've actually said this right, because I always jumble up the letters thanks to dyslexia. But yes, it is the OSMP shelf. Again, this is again listed in the description below and how to use it, and it is a CC item, but if I delete the shelf before placing the house in the gallery, it doesn't count as CC. And of course, there's my favorite painting in the entire Sims game. I absolutely love that painting, but I had to swap it out because it gives it has a focus decor aura to it in game, and that doesn't work with a room that has to have a painter in it, because you need to be inspired to paint better and not have a focus aura. Alright, so now we are moving on to the kids' bedroom, and I thought these would be twin girls. Again, using the same bedspread from the other room, which I absolutely love, and I wanted to keep the bed frames white, and we don't have the option to keep it white like we do with CC and just change the bed covering. So I had to resort to the pink and the green. I had so much trouble figuring out like a layout for this room because it is a square room, and I would have preferred certain indents, but I wanted to stay slightly true to the actual floor plan that we have with us. And I had a bit of issue furnishing this, and eventually I did figure it out, because I did want to include the activity table, and I did want to include, of course, the princess castle in it. And yeah, so I finally figured it out. And the bathroom, I wanted to do 2 sinks, and this bathroom took me so long. I hated doing it, and I wanted to do like a shower and a tub separate, and I wanted to do 2 sinks, but there was just not enough space. So I just finally resorted into a combo and a single sink, and then like a tall storage sort of shelf thing that is base game, I think. But again, it does work. It does work for this bathroom, because I mean, there are 2 girls that are over here, and I'm assuming that one of them will take over the other bedroom or the spare bedroom. Now, I always like to give my kids a personality, and the first personality I always gravitate towards is that one of them wants to be a wet. I don't know why, I just do. It's the first personality I always gravitate towards, and the other one is like into books or literature, or wants to go to the Foxbury Institute or something like that. So I wanted to, again, if this was a person's home, they would obviously have like a little study in here, or a little office for work. Either this is a vacation home or something. So I had a little office in there, and this time I remembered actually putting in a computer, which I always forget till the last minute. We also have a small powder room right off the hallway, which I think is necessary in big homes. Now we move on to the gym. I like raising these glasses slightly up above the skirting, because it seems more realistic than having them hang over them, and of course use the speakers. Now, one thing I find absolutely annoying when I'm doing the gym is that the juice machines and the what do you call them, the coffee machines don't snap to console tables or any sort of tables. They only snap to the kitchen counters, which I find highly annoying, because that is what I would like to do. I would like to put up a console table as opposed to a kitchen counter, because that just seems more realistic from a decoration, from an interior point of view, rather than having kitchen counters in a room just so you can add in tabletop appliances. The veranda, we did a little sitting, and we'll revisit this to add a tree in the center of it, which I really like since it is an open space. But we are right now moving up to the roof, because I wanted a little bit of outdoor area, and we didn't have enough space in the lot, because this is a 30 by 40 lot. So yeah, so here I'm adding the tree just to the open area below, and we made the upstairs into an entire outdoor space with a garden top. And right now I'm going to be adding the full barbecue area with a sitting, which is, I think we have like a 47 seaters sitting upstairs on the roof. So this house would be much better suited in a place where it doesn't snow or rain as much. So maybe Oasis Springs would be better, but in the game I think there is snow in Oasis Springs. I don't think I've ever played in Oasis Springs. Like I've never had a family that has played in Oasis Springs. But yeah, I love adding these counters and then just stack them together to make an entire table, which is much large, because you can't do that with regular tables. I mean, you can always shimmy them together, but that doesn't always work, and I don't think it doesn't look that good. But yeah, right now I'm making a little pathway to add a hot tub, and this is just a base game table that if you scale up, it acts like a canopy on top of the hot tub, and it looks super cute. And right now I'm just making the little area that you can get up from, because I had it open and then I realized this is a staircase that's open, and if it's going to rain, there's no roof on top of it, so I had to add a room on top of the on the top floor and give it like a glass ceiling so it can look under, so it acts as a skylight as well for the house inside. And we are coming back to the dining room. Now I wanted to add fireplaces, and that will make it functional, and in a minute I'll switch these out, but I go back and forth between this and the living room because this is the same wall. And I think a fireplace would have been much suited, like a double-sided fireplace, and this is what I meant at the start when I said that I want to build walls on the half grid, because if I could build walls on a half grid, I could actually fit in a fireplace and not ruin the entire floor plan. And so I added instead the tables from, I think it's Perfect Patio, that has these tables that have a lit fireplace. I wanted to keep both these rooms pretty simple. I didn't want to do too much or something over the top. I wanted them to be clean and absolutely crisp, and just have the red wall just as a feature wall and just the TV and nothing more. Okay, so now this is the moment that I figured out who this house was for. As I was adding the movie posters, I realized that this house was for somebody who's either a movie producer or like an actor, because that would explain the overinflated ego and why there's a house in the shape of a letter. But yeah, this was like right towards the end I figured this out. And we're gonna go to the screenshots in a second, and hope you guys enjoyed this build. And we're gonna do the B letter next, and before that we are also going to do the each room is a different color challenge. Do like, share, subscribe, do all those lovely things. Comment below if you want me to do a specific build, or if you want me to try something new. And be safe, be kind, and I'll see you guys in the next build. Bye.